Hi, in this discussion we are going to perform a geometric translation using both the translation rule and using the coordinate grid as well. Okay, so two ways of performing the translation. One, the translation rule, and number two, the coordinate plane. Okay, so this is a coordinate plane and this is a translation rule. We're going to interpret the translation rule and use it to perform translation. Now, where's the object that we want to translate? This is the object on the coordinate plane right here. So the object is a square. So if I know the coordinates of this object and I know the translation rule, then I can perform the translation. So now let's start with the translation rule. The coordinates of this object point here, A, are -3, 4. So the coordinates A, -3, 4. Now this translation rule says for the x coordinate of A, add a 5, and for the y coordinate of A, subtract a 6 to get the image. So the image of A will be A prime, and all I need to do is subtract 6 from y and add 5 to x. So let's go. X is -3, so my image coordinate will be -3 plus 5, which is 2, and my y coordinate will be 4 minus 6, which is -2. So I got my image coordinate for A. Image coordinate for B. So B, the object coordinates of B, this is B right here. The coordinates are -1, 4. -1, 4. Now, B has coordinates -1, 4. So to get B prime, I add 5 to -1. So it says add 5 to the x coordinate. So -1 plus 5 is 4. And I subtract 6 from the y coordinate. 4 minus 6, -2. Coordinates of C. The coordinates of C, we can see them on the coordinate grid right here, -1, 2. So C has coordinates -1, 2. When I perform the translation, my new coordinates of C will be obtained by adding a 5 on the x coordinate and subtracting a 6 from the y coordinate. So -1 plus 5 is 4. 2 minus 6 is -4. My coordinates of D, the original coordinates of D are -3, 2. Now when I perform the translation, my new coordinates of D will be D prime, the image of identified and denoted with a prime. So my D prime will be -3 plus 5, which is 2, and my y coordinate for D will be 2 minus 6, which is -4. So this is how you can use the transformation rule to obtain the coordinates without the coordinate grid. But then you could also use the coordinate grid. With the coordinate grid, this rule will translate as adding 5 to the x coordinate of each point means you go to the right 5 times. Going to the left, you go to this direction of the x-axis. When you go to the right, it will be this direction. Right and left movement can be done on the x-axis. Now, on the y-axis is where we do upward movement and downward movement. So when we subtract on the y coordinate, we're going down. So based on this translation rule, x is 5 times to the right and 6 times down. Y to the right because it's a plus 5. When we add, we go to the right. Why are we going down? Because on the y coordinate, we're subtracting a 6. So it goes down. Remember, down on the y coordinate. So let's start off. We start off with A. So we have to move 5 times to the right and then down 6. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We don't put a dot here yet. We go down 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is where our new coordinate of A, which is A prime. This is the image coordinate of A prime. This is where it's going to be. And now let's see if that corresponds to our A prime using the translation rule. This point is 2, -2, and our translation rule here also says 2, -2. So we are doing the correct translation, and it should tie with either the translation rule or the coordinate grid. So let's go ahead and continue the translation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.